60 Cycle Hum features a mix of products that were purchased or provided and content that is a mix of sponsored, paid, unpaid, and Patreon funded. Use your eyes, ears, and common sense to come to your own conclusions.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. You're watching 60 Cycle Hum, and in this video, I'm going to be unboxing and checking out 3 different Wampler mini pedals. We've got the Ratsbane here, obviously a tweaked out, modified rat style pedal. The Belle, which from what I understand is a modified version, a tweaked out version of the Noble's OD-R1, I think is the model number. It's the other green overdrive pedal. And then the Plexi Drive Mini, a Wampler classic, but now it's smaller. All right, let's get these open and check them out, huh? Look out, guys. I'm a Wampler pedal certified tone chaser now. That's right, I'm certified. Does that make sense? Overdrive, rat style distortion, amp style distortion. I think that makes sense. This one's got a little switchy on this side. I'm a little nervous because typically the channels that cover Wampler pedals feature some really good players, and I am not a really good player. All right, which guitar am I going to choose? I'm going to go for the Jennings Telecaster style guitar here. Jennings Navigator. I think that'll be a good start with the overdrive. All right, I think I'm all set here. Do I need the instructions for the Belle? It does have that side switch. I'm not sure what that does. We've got gain, color, bass control, level, compression clipping, disengaged for smooth, engaged for asymmetrical clipping. Let's start with smooth. The pedal this is based on, the Noble's OD-R1, is supposed to be like a Nashville secret overdrive. Like your secret sauce that all these Nashville session players are using. I don't think I've ever used a pedal that's based on one, so this is new for me. It sounds pretty decent with everything right about noon. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, right off the bat, I'm liking it. I've barely tweaked anything. So this is interesting. You've got a fairly standard tone control here that goes from dark up to bright, very bright, and then you have a bass control knob. So you could bring it bright and then do a mid-scoop thing by bringing up the bass as well. That's thick. was. I like where it was going, though. I get it. I get why people like this circuit. Let's go all the way bright. All the way mid-scooped. Let's see what that sounds like with the gain down. Maybe do something more transparent and normal here. It gets really light. Like, you can treat it kind of like a preamp sort of thing. Just give you some sparkle. Not a lot of drive there, but it is like, you do feel like there's something extra going on. On the low gain settings, it seems to be a bit of a twang enhancer. Which could be useful for me. All right, let's check out this switch over here. Got to turn up the gain. It's such a subtle difference. On the chords, I can hear it a lot clearer. With it out, it is smoother. It does have like a compressed thing going on. And then in, it's brighter and more present. And less filtered feeling. But it's such a subtle and slight difference. It's interesting that they included that when it's such like, it feels like such a minor tweak, but I'm sure it's important to plenty of people. It's like an in-room feel difference, you know? I gotta say that I like it. I've never been a huge like tube screamer fan, and I know this isn't a tube screamer, but I know that it kind of gets lumped into this family of overdrive styles that people think of when they think of tube screamers. I like this a lot better than I like tube screamers. It feels more amp-like. It's not leaning into this fizzy, weird blended thing. Like fizzy blended with a clean signal. That's what a tube screamer does. This feels more like a hot amp to me. It feels full. It feels, it's got gain to it. It's got some hair to it, but it doesn't have that fizzy hair that I don't typically like with tube screamers. Not all tube screamers do that fizzy sound, but that's typically what I associate with a tube screamer. Yeah, this is not fizzy. It's crunchy. It's like barky. I'm gonna have to think up some other adjectives for it. But I'm liking it. I'm impressed with that. All right, on to the Ratsbane. I'm probably gonna want a different guitar for this. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some humbuckers. Apparently I have this guitar tuned down to E flat. I'm gonna leave it. I think that's fun. All right, the Ratsbane. Anything secret I need to know about this? There's a gain switch and a voice switch. The gain switch is a three-way switch. A bunch of options on this. Two-way switch on the voice. All right, what do they do? Three-stage gain control. Middle is stock, left and right. Turbocharge the gain stages. All right. Voice. Two voicing options that subtly alter the compression and clipping of the signal, but it doesn't say which is which. Well, we'll start in the middle on the gain and left on the voice. It does the classic Rat thing where the filter knob is backwards to conventional modern pedal wisdom. It's brighter on the left and darker on the right. That's heavy. It's doing that kind of nasal, high presence sort of thing that Rats often do on lower gain settings. Let's check out that gain switch now. That's the middle position, the stock position. I'm picking up like a low end boost, like a low end headroom boost there. Yeah, it gets thicker and fatter on that left setting there. Now the right side. It's subtle changes. There's subtle adjustments. The left side definitely has more low end going on. The full right side feels like it has more low mids. It's not that full low boost I'm getting from the left side, but it is fattening it compared to the middle setting, where the middle setting is the stock rat sort of sound. That's interesting. Both sides kind of beef it up a little bit, but in slightly different ways. Let's check out the voice control now. Ooh, that's a big change. Actually, lower gain on the right setting here. This might be a difference between like a vintage and a modern sort of setting. Let's try fattening up that right setting, the more vintage sounding setting, with the gain switch here. Interesting. On the right side of the voice switch and the right side of the gain switch, I'm getting more low end boost than I was on the left side of the voice switch and the right side of the gain switch. Maybe it's all perception. Maybe it's just the way I'm hearing it in room, but the right side of the gain switch feels like it's giving me more low end than the left side on the right setting of the voice switch. Ooh, I like that on the neck pickup. Definitely more of a crunch than a full-blown distortion on that right setting. I'm liking that option. I'm sitting here thinking about it a lot. guys think? There's a lot of rat pedals on the market, a lot of modified rat pedals. Does this one stand out? I like the option between the voice controls. The gain control seems to be like an EQ shift sort of thing. I'm trying to figure out, I think I would favor the stock setting more often than the modified settings on the gain. Usually I find when I'm playing live, I end up rolling back the lows on almost everything that I'm using to cut through the mix more. It's neat to have the option to throw in extra lows, a fuller signal if you want it. I suppose you can throw on those lows and balance against it by making the filter brighter. It sounds like a good rat to me. If you're an always-on rat kind of person, it could be really convenient to have a smaller sized one as well. All right, onto the Plexi drive. I'm a little nervous about this one. Amp style, overdrive and distortion. It's doing a great job of sounding like a classic, like Marshall amp sort of thing. Even on the lower gain settings. So the bass here gives you a pretty serious like fat boost on the right setting. Here it is on the left. On the right. I have a feeling that right setting is going to sound the best for home playing, for home recording and stuff like that. But in a live mix, you want the thinner, less bass boosted sort of sound. And then the mid switch. On the right setting, I'm picking up a change in the gain character. I'm picking up a lot more high frequencies, a lot more high mids. On the left side, it's smoother, more pulled back, more low mid pushed. I love how rich that feels. I love how that thing feels in the room. Man, it's it's just really rich. And I hate, leaning into like YouTube demo guy buzzwords and stuff like that, but it really does have like this three-dimensional like amp feel right now. It's pretty wild. I've been playing all this nonsense, noisy, messy stuff and just letting it ring, a power chord, a 3-note chord, or whatever. You can really feel like the gain evolve and shift around, and it feels like there's something physical happening. I've said this for years now, Brian just has an ear for making things sound good. There's things going on here that, I don't fully appreciate because I'm typically not a high gain Marshall Plexi kind of guy. But I'm getting a really pleasurable experience out of the sound of the Plexi drive right now. The way the gain shifts and undulates as it builds into that feedback is really exciting. It really is. Pinch harmonics are just like way too easy with it. All right, you know me. You know I like to pull out the baritone at the end of these things, especially when there's high gain stuff on the board. I'm really feeling excited about these two, the Belle and the Plexi Drive. Like, this is a circuit I haven't messed around before. I haven't messed around with anything based on the Nobles. And I'm really excited to spend some more time with that. That's very interesting. And then the Plexi Drive. Man, it just feels so rich. It feels so natural. It feels like that iconic Marshall sound that I so rarely mess around with. So I'm not probably the best channel to come to for like a full opinion on whether or not this is a good Plexi sound, a good Marshall in a box sound. But it was giving me goosebumps. Like, here in room, the way it was shifting and undulating, and the gain signal was evolving as I was like holding out those chords. Yeah, it made the hair stand up on the back of my neck. Maybe my blood sugar's just low. All right, baritone time. It's a make betterer sounderer pedal. It just fattens it up. It gives you a really nice kind of like natural feeling grit. It doesn't have that unnatural fizzy feeling that I said earlier I don't like from Tube Screamers. And I know it's not a Tube Screamer. I know it's not. But it's the other green overdrive, you know? And I think there is a mentality to compare it. You choose one over the other. And in this moment, like, I'm liking the sound of this so much, I might need to track down more, you know, circuits that are trying to do that Nobles thing. Because I've never messed around with it before, and I'm liking it a lot. It's one of those things where I've heard forever, like, oh, this circuit is like the secret Nashville circuit, blah, blah, blah. All these Nashville session players use it. And I'm like, what does that have to do with me? That's not who I am as a player. Should I care? And now I care. Now I want to know more about this thing. All right, on to the Ratsbane. The Ratsbane likes the baritone. Will it like the Plexi Drive? What do you guys think? Which one of these stands out to you? Which one would you pick if you were going to pick one right now? I feel like for my personal purposes, the Belle is the one I would pick right now. I want to explore this. I want to see how this will work in my full rig. I want to use it live. I think this is a bunch of fun. It gave me goosebumps. It sounds classic. It's got some great options there. The Ratsbane, it's a rat. It's a really great sounding rat. If you need a rat, you want it to take up less space, I think the Ratsbane is a great option that you should definitely consider. Well, anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude and nasty comments. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked. You know the whole drill. Click all the links. Huge thanks to Wampler for sending these pedals out to me. And you know what? Stay grounded. Bye, everybody.